Just a couple of pieces left in the SAFF.
Coach, your team was unplayable in the SAFF U-19 tournament. Atticus is in fine form. Does Buveno Fernandez' style of play allow complacency?
Yeah, we know how Maldives has been playing, and they've really performed well. And we will be looking to play with our strengths.
Thank you, Coach. Your defense maintained a couple of clean sheet and untroubled. Expecting to get tested tonight against Maldives.
Yeah, I'm happy that they are doing well, and I hope they continue playing like that. They show the hunger and desire, and we are happy that we are keeping the clean sheet. It's all not about defense only. It's about the full team effort. So we are doing well. So I'm happy about that.
All right, thank you so much.
And Maldives were winless and also unbeaten in Group A. The archipelago nation drew 2-2 in both the games against Bangladesh and Bhutan. The Blue Coals, the likes of Danny Mitay, Mohammad Arbash, Omang Dodum, and Rohan Singh, all of them have been in a red hot form. And Prashant Jajo took the game by storm against Sri Lanka from the left wing. But Mohammad Shami is going to be a very key figure in India's midfield. And The team's now getting ready to walk out of the tunnel. Fans of all age group present in the stands, and the mood truly warmed up. As the figures pass through the mouth of this game, the world changes. The next couple of hours where decision, demands and direction will be difficult to keep, because in knockout football, space can behave in a strange way, and so can the clock depending on which side you are backing. Tonight, time will move differently. It will flow, it will rush and it will slow down. And it is a fascinating tactical insight. Viviano Fernandes always likes a man planning an ambush on a narrow mountain, but he wins most of the battles in this wide expanse. And Ahmed Shakir, of course, has made Maldives fight with their limited resource. And he has made limitations part of his style. And Maldives defensively have been inconsistent, conceding 4 goals. Shows how much emphasis the coach puts into defending. But in terms of scoring goals, the Maldives need goals tonight to go and play Bangladesh on the 18th of May. Now we get ready for the national anthem.
And now the national anthem of India.
Moments, spaces and emotions. Those are the 3 words that Viviano Fernandes used in the pre-match interview. And those are the 3 things he wants to control before the team get ready for the battle here at the Golden Jubilee Stadium in Upia. Well, my name is Sohan Poddar, and in the commentary box, I'm joined by a very vintage Bashpa Ghosh.
Well, thank you, Shohan, and expecting an entertaining clash out here between the two sides. India, they have been untouchable, you mentioned a while ago. We'll have a look at the lineups.
India continues with the same lineup from the previous game. No changes in there. Sumit Sharma and Branches in defense, and Viviano Fernandes going with the 4-3-3.
A lot of attacking prowess out there. We've seen a lot of goal scorers, more importantly. But before discussing further, we'll have a look at the Maldives 11 as well. But we have seen the local lads scoring in both the games. That is one key to India's performance.
The Maldives just making one change from their last game against Bhutan, as Nail Yusuf comes in place of Alsam Ibrahim. And that's the only change made by Ahmed Shakir. The rest of the team remains unchanged.
It will be interesting to see what they do. One key part of their performance is that even though they haven't won any of their games in the group stage, the couple of games they've played, both draws, and they've scored 2 in both the matches. And in knockout matches, we all know how important it is to not lose more than anything, because then you have a chance, be it extra time, be it penalties, you have a chance after 90.
And absolutely, final football and fabulous finishes. That's what we've had in the first semi-final. And what are we gonna get in store here on the second? Hoping to be an absolute belter. It is worth remembering how close this game can be. Both the teams have scored 16 times in combined, and there is a sense that both the coaches like to limit the space for the other to create art and express themselves. The two sides, they know how to play football in the right way, and it's not boring. Keeping a clean sheet is the key. That shows you are in control, and you are in control of your team and in control of the contest. And lastly, tonight, one of these teams have to win this game, and they have to get themselves to the final. In terms of intensity level, this game is so evenly poised, and there needs to be an ingredient that nobody expects, and I think that may just be the unexpected ingredient for India tonight. And of course, Jani Mitay leading the line, 4 goals for him, 2 for Omang Dodum and Rohan Singh. He does take this individual battles very seriously, Jani Mitay. The real atmosphere out there, absolutely ballistic. The Golden Jubilee Stadium in Upia, an absolute chock-a-block. And we are all set for the second semi-final of the SAFF Under-19 2025. Referee checks his watch. Great support for the home team. The fans have descended in numbers.
Ladies and gentlemen,
We are seconds away from kickoff.
let the countdown begin.
India against Maldives for the second time at the Under-19 category.
3, 2,
So welcome to this unmistakably performative space that is the Golden Jubilee Stadium, where India and
Little slice, and that's what we have seen. The sharp attacking display. Jani Mitay almost getting the curl enough on it to give India the lead. That is how dangerous he can be. 4 goals already to his name, a hat-trick in the first, and then adding on to the 4th against Nepal.
absolutely 7 goal contributions for the youngster who plied his trade for the Highlanders in the Indian Super League. He's got 5 appearances in the Reliance Developmental League with a couple of goals under his belt. The Maldives are playing that ball upfield, but Malam has got yards advantage and buys a free kick as well.
Malam has been pretty solid. He started the first game as a right back. I'm very surprised to see him on the left since the previous game, but he has done well. And even here, just uses his maturity. Already at this age, some of these players have got that maturity to know when to do what, and that is how he earns the free kick.
And the Maldives have been termed by a lot of experts the second half team. They got to be careful against India, especially the first 20 minutes, as they'll look to keep things tight, apply a low block. They've got to stay compact and make sure they do not concede and try and take the game deep.
Now, what's interesting to see is the 2 teams who have named 4-3-3 on pen and paper. The 2 different variations of the 3-3. We'll find out how it plays out and who really gets the better of the other.
More numbers in midfield from Ahmed Shakir. He's got in a couple of protective options in Mohammad Shamhan and Nail Yusuf, the 2 holding midfielders. That does allow a lot of freedom to Azam Rashid to move forward into his natural region and combine with the likes of Nasa, Ethan and Ayed Jawaz. And we have the first corner.
Well, these are moments you have to be careful about. Teams who know that you need to grind out results do focus on set pieces and set plays, and this is the first opportunity for Maldives. They've got the height in the box. The likes of Haisham and Edan have all come up, the defenders.
The set piece is going to be very crucial against India. Goals from open play could be challenging for the island nation. Takes it short, tries to buy half a yard of space. Mopped up nicely by the men in blue. And now digs it out wide. Chance to launch a quick counter. India onto the transition. No progress allowed down that left hand side.
Very quick on the counters, the Indian wingers. The likes of Prashant Jajo and Rohan Singh, they've been very effective. If you look at how things have panned out, there was a little block in the way meanwhile, but the way things have panned out for India in the first game, you see the left winger, which is Prashant Jajo, getting a couple of goals, and in the second game you see Rohan Singh getting involved and getting 2 goals. So when your wings are active in a 4-3-3, you always have the advantage.
And apart from the offensive prowess, they've tracked back and supported their fullbacks, which is quite the modern day requirement. India trying to play out from behind. It's branches onto Malin Gamba. Wide on the far left. Good acceleration. Prashant with a low ball in. And intercepted by Ahmed Muin. Early pressure from India. And a shot from distance. Oh, so close. The keeper well alert at his near post. Zaran Ziad. Look at that attempt from 25 yards out.
Well, that is where this Indian team is dangerous. First, that bit of acceleration from Prashant Jajo, and then the shot from distance. A wonderful save by the keeper.
The corner comes in. Mohammad Arbash delivers. Leaves it out wide. Back in from Shami. Stuffed it nicely. Will it have another bite on the cherry? Takes it onto his left. The number 7 takes over once more. Plays it across. It kills the bounce. A good looking ball towards the back post. A player in blue got in the way.
Unlucky there. And the cross was aimed towards Rohan, and even Danny Matei was in the mix, and both of them a bit confused. And Danny immediately pointing out, you need to communicate, but they're all just working together, growing in stature individually as well as a team. So mistakes will come at times, but at the end the results matter, and also the end product, which has been there so far. 12 goals and nothing conceded.
Landslide victory for India in both their group games, finishing on top of the group. Maldives against Bangladesh, they trailed by 2 goals until the 57th minute. It was scoring twice. Another cross, an acrobatic attempt. Just went over. Prashant Jaja, the man. He comes to life inside that penalty area, isn't he?
Absolutely. The pace from Rohan initially, even tackles on the way cannot stop him. Just gets away and delivers such a perfect ball in. Prashant Jaja trying for that innovative attempt. He hits the ground more off. A better connection, and that would have been trouble for Maldives. But warning signs, 8 minutes. It's been very aggressive from India so far.
He was very instrumental for Sudeva Delhi in the I-League 2nd Division. Prashant Jajo was part of the Delhi side in the Santosh Trophy as well. He's got the experience of playing in the top flight of Indian football. But here comes Maldives. The ball retention got to be quick. India just pushing hard to hit the nail on the head in the opening exchanges. It likes to make a quick start. Takes the game by the scruff of its neck. We saw that in the group games. Nice steal from Maldives. Shot from the good block. Gets his body in the way. The branches putting his body right at the firing line.
And not tested too much this defense line, but when they are being tested, they are answering, and this is the first bit of test, and they will see that more of throughout the night. It is a semi-final. Maldives just letting you all know.
A very cheap giveaway from India inside their own half. We saw a glimpse of that against Nepal as well in the first quarter. Something India needs to be wary of. Yet to concede in this competition. Let's see that thing. 180 minutes. It's gone without conceding a goal. India resolute in defense. They play out from the tight spaces with confidence. They does it with so much ease. Despite getting caught into the passing drills, they do not give away on the principles of playing out from the back. Vashua.
Yeah, a lot of confidence, especially if you see Suraj whenever he has the ball. Never just slices it away, just tries to find a man. Sometimes risky, but at this age I think it is worth taking the risk. That is how you learn.
Maldives against Bhutan on Tuesday in a match where the defeat would have knocked them out. They equalized in the 77th minute. The lead in the 5th of injury time, and although Bhutan viewed level at the death, that point was enough for Maldives to qualify. And Ahmed Chakir mentioned was the most entertaining match in the tournament so far till the last, and they didn't know which team would qualify. And Viviano Fernandez also acknowledged that Maldives have shown great character in both their games, coming from behind to draw, and that shows they don't give up easily and can hurt teams if given space. For India, the approach remains the same, staying focused, humble, and playing to their strength. They've analyzed the games and prepared well. And should the scores be level at the end of 90 minutes, the match will be heading straight to the penalties. No extra time. But if history is anything to go by, India have a perfect win record against Maldives in the SAFF men's age group competition, winning all 9 of the previous encounters, the latest being a 3-0 win in the SAFF Under-17 Championship 2024. Out of the squad from 2024, 10 Indian players are part of the current Under-19 team.
And just when you were mentioning those interesting informations, at the same time the stats, how India have been consistent against Maldives, but there was some smooth bit of passing on that far side between Malim, Judge Oppression, and Shami getting involved. They were taking the risk, and at the same time it looks so beautiful when it comes off well. The touch from Malim where he took it away from the defenders and made the run. He has got the confidence as a fullback to go on the overlap.
Too much telepathy. Prashant Jajo, Malim Thokchum, Arbash, they combine very well within the game. The number 10 will look to drift out wide and create overload and unlock the wide areas. Another attempt, great hit. A good save nonetheless from Ziad. Kept his eyes on the ball and has been called into action for the second time in this game. Omang Dodum, the local star, with that hit.
Well, that, ladies and gentlemen, is the example of a positive first touch. Look at the first touch. I believe it was Arbash eventually. Just takes a touch, sets himself up with that one touch, and a wonderful attempt with his stronger left.
To take it quick. Jajo recycles it back. Great shot. And India to take the lead. It's Danny Mitay, the man in form. The Blue Coats have their noses in front for the third time in the first quarter. Goal number 5 for Danny Mitay. Cover the man, cover the moment. Great strike. And the men in blue to break through once more in the first quarter.
And you cannot stop him from scoring, Danny Mitay. That cross was just behind the defense line. Danny Mitay had his eyes on the ball. The Maldives defense just lost track suddenly and blindsided by their own defenders was the keeper. Just to the far post, Danny Matei. The connection was enough to take it through to goal. 1-0 within the first 15 minutes. And that is what India would have planned and must have been looking for, and they have the crucial lead here.
Spectacular attempt from Danny Matei. The Maldives defense caught napping. Ahead of the splash, India were expected to win by a handsome margin. This might just be the start of that, isn't it, Bhashwar?
Well, absolutely. And that has been the story. Score one and then continue scoring. Even against Nepal, there was 2 goals in 2 minutes.
Conjure from here. India have hit the nail on the head. Maldives will have to burn the midnight oil. Make a strong reply. Owen quickly taken. Jawaz twisting and turning. Azam Rashid looking for the space in behind Malim. Ethan Zaki made his presence almost felt. Was lurking behind India's number 12. Corner for Maldives. They need a response from this set play.
Some issues to resolve in the box, but that wasn't a bad delivery, the previous one. Malam just tracking it back and making sure it doesn't land free onto a Maldives player.
Third time Maldives making a slow start. Something to do with the weather as well. It was hot during the first couple of games, but it rained and got cold in the second. Not the kind of weather they're used to back home. So the players put great effort to get back in this one. Corner comes in and swings floater. Just a fingertip onto it. Suraj Singh comes to the rescue for the Blue Coals.
That was curling, that was tipping in at the last moment, and he kept his eyes on the ball, Suraj Singh. A fine save from the keeper, but Maldives won't let this go away too easy.
Almost asking for trouble. Got a mean left foot to Zaki. Now Rashid from distance. That has gone wide. More of that is required. Not shot shy at all. Number 8, captain of the team. He brings a lot of creative spark in the front line.
He has looked good so far. Azam Rashid created a few opportunities. Even that previous delivery from which they got the corner came from him. It's been the bright spot so far for Maldives. But that's just first 18 minutes of the game. It's a long way tonight. It's a long road for India as well. It's just one. But then we all know what these young Blues can do.
The atmosphere in the stadium, absolutely electric. Once more is Rashid. Ambitious try. Lack of venom in that effort.
A little too ambitious at times, Azam Rashid. And if he can compose himself in the midfield, he can really create danger for India. But then the idea is right. He's got the intent right. He's brave enough. He's not shying away from those attempts.
Jawaz devoid of service. Nasa, Nasir and Zaki haven't been involved. The onus will be on the skipper to involve them more. Rohan, good looking ball. It's punched away by Ziad. Maldives looking to stream out. Takes the aerial route. Switching it towards Nasir. The previous cross from Rohan. Curling it in. Just dragging the keeper out of his line.
Second time now that Rohan has delivered some quality from the right flank. And that is something dangerous quality to have in your winger. It's not just the goal scoring ability, but what you want primarily is to deliver for your striker and the support players in the box, and both the wingers have done so.
The SAFF Under-19 Championship 2025. A shot in the arm for this beautiful. The scorer turns provider. The scorer turns provider. Fourth assist from Danny Mitay, his 8th goal contribution. Having a terrific tournament. Soham Yuthreja. India building up from the right hand side. Arbash, Danny Mitay, on to Shami. A misplaced pass. Maldives. Down the middle, reverse pass. He comes out of his line to the Singh. Viviano Fernandez claimed that the Arunachal crowd played a big role in India's perfect showing at the tournament so far. The Blue Coals have scored 13 from 7 different goal scorers, and all of them have been assisted by loud and supportive fans in the stands.
Absolutely. I've been very impressed by the fans in Arunachal. Today it is a slight bit of drizzle, but the previous game we saw pouring down absolutely, and still the fans with umbrellas and all around the stadium just backing it up for the Blues.
The first semi-final with a dramatic end with Bangladesh beating Nepal 2-1. And Golam Robi Chotan will be keeping an eye on this game. And India has been so free scoring, flawless in terms of going forward. Difficult to predict which player moves in which direction. Always keeps the opposition's defense second guessing. It's a very versatile front line. Soham Yuthreja combining with Rohan. Cleared away just in time by Mikhail Ahmed Muin. India rebuilds.
Not a great touch, but what's interesting to see in India's build-up is that most of the times, if you see, they've named a 4-3-3. We'll have a look at that goal again. Look at Danny Mitay and Omang's combination. For a moment felt like he would have been offside, but he just maintained his line so well. Just was on the inner side of the defender, of the centre back, and then moves out when he gets the pass. A perfection from Danny.
Danny has been India's unsung hero. Omang Dodum rose to the ranks of Punjab FC. Played in the Reliance Developmental League as well. Part of the Punjab side which lifted the title last year by beating East Bengal in the final. Sizable crowd here at the Golden Jubilee Stadium. It's high inside the penalty area, comfortably gathered by Suraj Singh. Another classic Football Academy product. Rohan is up against Muin, takes a tumble.
He could have gone down earlier as well, but the distribution from Suraj, just when you were mentioning his background, coming in from the Classic Football Academy. Another one of them on the pitch, the youngest of the lot, Mohammad Arbash, number 10, just 16 years of age. They have a free kick now in a very interesting area. It'll be interesting if India can take the game away from Maldives, just like they did in the group stage matches.
Midfield orchestrator, Shami, on top of this. Training ground routine doesn't work out on this occasion. Wet underfoot conditions. And due to the drizzle in the air, the bounce will be uneven in the AstroTurf. Another good-looking ball, just taken away by Muin. Rohan Singh was closing in on the right-hand side.
What a touch that to bring that ball down, and then the cross was slightly deep, well read by the Maldives defense, even the previous set piece planning.
Sohum Yutreja. That delivery overcooked. A feisty, a fiery start from India. And the crowd have certainly got their money's worth. It's not something you get to see so often at the youth level. The stands jam-packed. It's given the Indian team a big boost in the games they've played. They carry that energy into this one as well. And that kind of atmosphere pushes young players to perform and gives them confidence. So more and more people come to watch the semi-final.
Indeed, a little breather for the players as well here. But what's very interesting is that you mentioned that the Indian team has different goal scorers on the pitch. But apart from that back line, everyone up from there has got their name on the score sheet. From Shami, Danny Mitay Arbash, Prashan Jajo, Rohan and Umang, all of them have scored at least one goal in the tournament. If that is the kind of attacking unit you have, and you can build on that, it is really threatening for opponents. Even if they score 1 or 2, what can you do against a team who scores 4 and 5 every game?
They maintain the numerical advantage pretty well in the attack and also during the defensive transition. You'll see Shami drop into the defense line when out of position. They try to apply a quick counter press and try to win the ball close to the goal before the opposition could get into a passing sequence.
Well, indeed. And I think with 2-0 at the moment, half an hour mark approaching, if they can score at least one more, it's almost like taking the game away from Maldives. But Maldives right now, from their point of view, what can they do? They do not have much of the possession. They haven't really threatened the keeper as such, apart from that one corner kick opportunity. But I think if they have to get something out of this in this very half, or maybe get a goal here, it has to be their captain stepping up again.
Subdued once again in the first half. Ahmed Shakir's boys still cannot write them off. With the kind of trend in the last couple of games where they fought back in the second half. But against India, it will be difficult. Now Rohan accelerating, taking on a couple of red shirts out of the equation. Leaves it for Danny Mitay, who swings that left foot. And now Shami stepping up and unleashing that pile driver. Wasn't on target.
Now you can see what he was trying for, that punch, that power-packed attempt from a distance. And Shami had options around, but he has the quality to shoot from there. He wanted to test the keeper again. He scored a banger already, the only goal he has scored in the game, in the tournament rather. Has been a special one. He has got the experience, plays for Punjab, already scored a goal in the Indian Super League at this very young age. And surprisingly, it was the team he made his debut against.
Yes, you're right. Got a lot of eyeballs in the Indian Super League. One for the future. End of the second quarter, India leading 2-0 in the second semi-final. The winners, they play Bangladesh in the final on the 18th of this month. Rohan coming in central from wide area. The second touch, better from Prashant Jato. And the first one slightly impoverished. Low ball in towards the near post. And Umang Dodum looked interested. Prashant is still involved. And now Malim rides off a couple of challenge. Keeps his composure, maintains his balance, and runs out of play.
Interesting and positive. Not too many appeals from Malim. The challenge was probably on the ball then, but Prashant Jajo is dancing on the left flank, twisting and turning. He's just dribbling past defenders with ease, but Malem again, you can see that one poke forward and he has the pace to beat 2-3 men at once.
And what has really impressed from India's gameplay, the switch from Shami into the wide zones has been very rapid. It doesn't allow much time to the opposition to shift manpower out wide and thus creates a 2v1 situation.
A wonderful touch there to create some space.
Intricate passing from India. Another setup. Prashant Jajo. Too much on that. Got a tad too excited. His eyes lit up. And a couple of yards space ahead of him.
He just got too excited, as you mentioned, couldn't compose himself. But that initial pass towards Shami, creating a bit of space, you generally, if you say the norm or see whatever we witness in generic gameplay, you wouldn't see that pass coming inside. The wingers would try to just move away or play it forward. It was intelligent.
Rohan, so far his approach has been very direct. Prashant, more of an inverted winger, fails to get beyond the number 6 of Maldives, Hamis Ahmed Arif. Completely rattled the visitors by India's positive start. Driven on the back foot. Maldives struggling to get into their groove. Will things change in the second half? That is the question.
And that's been the story for them. And that is why I think India would want a third. At 2-0, every game so far for Maldives, they've conceded 2 in the first half and they've scored 2 in the second half. So without a doubt, they can be talked about as a second half team. But then why take risk?
Zaki. Oh, that's a beautiful setup. 2 waiting in the middle. Vital intervention. Mohammad Arbash. Attempt from just outside the box. Comfortable collection for Suraj Singh. That lump upfield. Omang Dodum. Slightly isolated. Support arrives in the form of Rohan. Omang waits in the middle. Janimi Tei close to him. Shows a bit too much of the ball. Regains it. A sliding challenge comes in. Play stopped. It's all happening here at the Golden Jubilee Stadium. What a start from India. They play with great intensity. They take the game by storm. They certainly want to put this game to bed in this half itself.
Just before that counter, there was a little attack from Maldives, which ended up in the hands of Suraj, and they made it look so easy. But tell you what, if you look at the replays and the highlights of the previous games, all of those shots have been straight catches for him. It is not because the shots were poor, it is the positioning of Suraj Singh almost anticipates it from before.
That's a testament to his positioning. Look at the technique. Got his body behind the ball, dives to his elastic right. The basics of goalkeeping.
Exactly, so that is why he makes those saves look so easy. But just before that, the block in the way came from Arbash, and the workload has been impressive.
And at this level, at this age group, you tend to absorb a lot more from what the coaches tells you. India just managing to play exactly the way Bibiana Fernandes would have wanted them to play ahead of the AFC Asian Cup. Perfect preparation ahead of the Continental Championship. Rohan goes on the outside. Arif left behind into that corridor of uncertainty. Hassan Hamid with that all-important touch. Saving grace for Maldives.
The sheer acceleration and the pace from Rohit. Look at that. He was just behind the defender, takes a stride up front, and the delightful ball in. Good defending from Maldives. Prashant Chacho was arriving at the area.
Eruption from the crowd. Omang Dodum breaks for Rohan. Still Rohan. It's blocked. Ganimate steps in. India in the mood. Towards the back post. Sat up nicely for Arbash. Intervention from Rashid. He wants to buy some time. The captain trying to slow things down. And Omang Dodum just not allowing Ahmed Musa and Hassan Hamid to settle down. There's been a constant thorn in the flesh.
I've been very surprised as well as impressed to see Mohammad Arbash off the lot, even though all that attack is coming from Prashant, Danny, Rohan and Omang. That Mohammad Arbash once in the attacking side, once in Maldives box and once dropping back to India's box. How long can he take that workload is the question, but at this age, I mean, given the quality these guys have and the training they have, he'll probably continue it throughout the 90, and that is massive, especially on an artificial turf. You know how difficult it is.
You are spot on, Bhashwa. Terrific work rate from Mohammad Arbash. He's been omnipresent, running up and down the pitch. It seems like he's playing with a double oxygen cylinder.
Absolutely. I was for a moment wondering if he could even get his foot to the ball while tracking back, but he did. And that is where it is a proof that they are fit enough.
This reminds me of Mehtab Hussain at his prime. Rohan, beautiful link up. Stepping in, it's Nasir.
It's almost as if the Maldives are determined. We can let in two, not more than that. Nice little exchange there. Look at that move, the 1-2. And beating three of the defenders. Excellent from Nasa to slide in.
No breathing space for the away side. Relentless pressure from India. Surge after surge from both the flanks. The referee just having a word with Shami. It's been kept
I think it is
within the
because
half.
they were wanting a corner, weren't they? And it's been given as a goal kick.
That is what the complaint all about. Zehran Ziad been kept busy throughout this half. Maldives, they win a free kick. A clumsy from Malam Thokchum. Looked nervy in the last game against Nepal as well. But he picked up a yellow card in the first half. Was replaced by Roshan Singh in the second.
Indeed. And a lot of support really in Arunachal as well as all around the nation. The semi-finals, all eyes on, and the live action on Sportzworkz. And do not forget to subscribe and enjoy them. I wonder who will make it to the finals at the moment. Two ahead, India with 1 foot forward.
Lack of elevation. The plan didn't work real. The live streaming flooded with spectators. All the live action only on the YouTube channel of Sportzworkz. Do not forget to subscribe and press the bell icon. For the home of the SAFF Under-19 Championship.
So eager to attack this Indian side. We have seen that under Bibiano in the past as well. They like to go out and express themselves. Even in the pre-match interview, he was saying we'll stick to our natural gameplay and do what we do the best. We focus on our strengths.
A brandished and enterprising style of play. Is Shami from deep, spreading it out wide through the inner channel. Mohammad Arbash with that step over, lunging effort. They're going in tight on that occasion. Nail Yusuf of Maldives.
We have seen that from Jajo, now we see it from Arfak. He has the habit of playing on the wings as well in his club career, in his youth clubs of course, but wonderful work from him to skip away from the challenge and earn the free kick, and another chance for India perhaps to increase the margin and get into that safe zone of what we have talked in terms of stats.
Maldives, they need to be careful. India looking good for the third. Shami and Malim involved. Shami takes it. A near post delivery is bewildered. No one able to apply the touch.
Interesting. Looks like Omang was just trying to avoid that cross in. Maybe it was aimed for someone else. But then he was also surprised, or maybe just the coordination. He wanted it a bit late, that delivery.
He just tried to be a bit too clever, checked his run. The Maldives did expect him to make that run inside the 6-yard box. India once more to Rohan. Tucks in from the right onto his left. The attempted shot into a crowd of red shirts. The Maldives that doesn't know where to look. The boys in blue hot on the heels. Danny Mithai slipped from behind. Another free kick for India. They're running rings around this Maldives side.
Yeah, just to show that they're all under 19 youngsters. A bit of frustration. He lost the ball there, Azam Rashid, and then he wanted to recover it. Fouls Danny in the process. It went off possession a bit too easy, Azam Rashid. That is where India got the chance.
This angle very conducive for a left footer. From a tasty region, Danny Mithai. He's got impeccable control onto his left foot. Danny Mithai. One deep breath. Danny with the lofted ball. Might break for a blue shirt on the turn. Comes off a red shirt. Foul considered by Malim. And the yellow card comes out.
Into the books for back-to-back games. Malim a bit unlucky in the previous game against Nepal. And here I think he takes it for the team. We'll have a closer look maybe. But the delivery from Danny Mithai, how clever. Everyone thought the way he took the run-up, it was probably going to be a shot, a run-up like Cristiano, a curled ball in like Messi maybe.
Just took the Maldives defense by surprise. Pushed it into the penalty area. And Malim just not allowing that breakaway move. Interception from once more. And that's what he's known for. Additional time of 3 minutes. India in the ascendancy.
There will be a minimum of 3 minutes of added time.
It's been a one-way traffic. Omang Todum. It doesn't come off. India just operating like a well-oiled machine.
Well, I like it. I like it from Omang Todum. He was just trying to flick it around the defender. And very rarely do we see strikers nowadays try those tricks.
Oh, that's clever. Rohan darting in. Just away from the defender. It's still bobbing. And Maldives, they win the second ball. Look at that. Through the legs of Ahmed Arif.
How sweet. How sweet from Rohan on the right time and again. And look at that control from Arbash as well. He just did a bit too much and lost possession. But some good defending on that occasion by Hesham from Maldives to clear that cross away.
So that's unnecessary. Mohammad Arbash. A tickle around the back. Onto the other number 10, Ethan Zaki. Hardly been involved. A lower line of engagement from Maldives. The second half, they'll have to come out of their shell. The only way they can make something happen is by scoring goals. India just cutting off the nearby passing options. The moment they get to the ball, surrounded by a lot of blue shirts. Hazan Rashid with the free kick. Too much height and distance. Surat Singh just letting it go.
Not a great free kick, but not often we ask questions to the fans, but here's one in my mind for the fans watching, especially the Indian fans. Would they be convinced with a 1-0, with a 2-0 rather, because every time that has happened in the tournament so far, Maldives have come back.
Shaping up for a shot. Not too far away from the near post. And Surat Singh is not happy. Should have been closed down.
Rightly so, should have been closed down. A little shimmy away from the defender. Just off target, a sudden attempt. And if that is just a hint of what they're about to bring in the second half, I think India have to be very aware and very careful.
India having a couple of goals cushioned. Now the game management has been absolutely spot on from Viviana Fernandez. Now these players, they look very mature with the ball at their feet, and there goes the half-time whistle from the referee. An eventful half of football.
Ladies and
India,
gentlemen,
they head into the break with
India
a 2-0 lead.
Maldives 0.
Danny Matei opens the scoring on the 13th minute mark, doubled by Omang Dodum, benefiting from Danny Matei's brilliance.
Absolutely, it has been a dominating first half from India, but at the same time in phases, you could see Maldives come up at
heading by a couple of goals at the end of the break, and we are underway with the second half action.
Substitution
The
for
team in
India.
blue India will be
Player
operating
number
from the
12,
right to left of your screen,
captain.
and Maldives will be
Replaced by
protecting
player
their
number
goal on the
16,
left hand
Roshan
side.
Tanzania.
I'm Sohan Podar, joined by Bhashwa Ghosh in the commentary box. Welcome back, Bhashwa. And India, they start quick, straight away on the front foot. An injury concern. Both the players entitled to go for that 50-50 ball. Omang Dodum with the floater delivery towards Danny Mitay. Came off worse for both. Fabiano Fernandez will be relaxed. The confirmation of the change. Malim Thokchum replaced by Roshan Singh. Now the midfield trio, the likes of Shami, Danny Mitay and Mohammad Abbas. They've got a grip into this game. Started combining. They kept the wings very active. Just a couple of chances for Maldives on the break, which they failed to capitalize on. Just once, Hazan Rashid made an interesting entry into the penalty area. The shot was blocked off by Rodrigo Branches, the player from the youth setup of Tempo Sports Club. A couple of minutes into the second half, it's still 2-0 for India. Goals from Danny Mitay and Omang Dodum. Maldives, they need faster movement of the ball from the defense into the attack. And nicked off Mohammad Abbas. Danny Mitay, clever release. Omang Dodum creates the angle for the shot. Lack of power, lack of direction. And the keeper hucks the ball to chest as if his dear life depends on it.
A wonderful
So
attempt
forest of
on the
leg.
turn there from Omang.
Watching this Indian team play is a lesson in coaching. Another good looking ball. Easily dealt with. Easy pickings for the Maldives defense. Oh, he stayed on. The number 22. Prashant Jajo. Denied marginally. The first touch slightly impoverished. What a telling ball from Danny Mitay. Just putting it on a platter. For the second time of asking. Couldn't manage to get it beyond the other. Corner for India. Header comes in as well. The referee signals for a goal kick. Back-to-back chance for the Blue Coats.
I think he should have gone for it first time. Prashant Jajo could have actually, but then tried to control it, and a bit of miscontrol on that occasion. But nonetheless, a positive start again in the second half from India. But what will Maldives do here? Do they stick to their basic game plan, what they've done in the previous matches? We'll have to wait and find out, but they will hope so. The Maldives fans will be eagerly waiting to see their side crawl back in the game.
The first 10 minutes they did try to nullify every single attack of India. As the game progressed, the Indian team got that foothold into the game. The cross is inviting from the right hand side. Went up for it early. Omang Dodum mistimes his jump on that occasion.
Or rather, the goals so far which have been scored, a couple of goals in the first half. This was Danny Matei opening scoring. Prashan Jado and Danny, they were both involved in both the goals.
The race for the golden boot, Danny Matei. Unplayable. 5 goals and 4 assists. This was the second. Involved in all the goods that India have produced so far, Danny Matei. This time turns provider for Omang Dodum. And the striker from Arunachal makes it 2-0 and registers his 3rd goal of the competition.
That is what you want from your striker. Now be consistent. 3 goals in 3 games. And he's looking very lethal in front of his home crowd. He said how happy he was to score in front of his family. And India maybe will try to increase the margin before Maldives think of a comeback. This towards Rohan. The burst of pace we have seen so many times in the tournament, and once again that positive first touch towards Omang and headed away to safety by Maldives time and again. Rohan Singh is troubling the Maldives defense. That little bit of acceleration and the quality on the crosses so far. I'm sure Azam Rashid will try to get more in the attacking areas and get at least a goal back first for Maldives and then think of a comeback in the game. But first things first, they need to make less mistakes here.
Plenty of mistakes already from Maldives. They didn't manage to get the defensive organization in place. India rely on faster movement of the ball with quick touches. They create those neat little triangles in the center of the park. They prefer playing those quick 1-2s to unlock the more defense. Look at that series of 5 to 6 passes. Is Roshan with the throw-in. Now the match against Bangladesh will be closely contested. There is Shami dictating play from deep. India once more away from his marker. Omang Dodum! Good save from Ziad. Keeps Omang Dodum at bay. Look at the technique from the youngster. Made that dash just to release his marker.
Yeah, the way he adjusted his body shape and controlled it. But I have to give credits to Sharam, the Maldives keeper. Twice now in countable numbers he has kept India under control. That should have been 3. But once again rightly mentioned Omang Dodum, how positive. We do not see this from modern day strikers. Using the tricks, using your body shape, turning around. Little things you want to see from your proper number 9.
One of the loopholes in South Asian football. We produce a lot of players in the wings, in full-back region. But when it comes to the centre-backs, central midfielders and strikers, that is where the South Asian countries they lack. With the impact of foreigners in the domestic league. The players like Omang Dodum, they need more game time to prove their mettle.
Rightly so, but if you look at Danny Matei, Shami Arbash, and of course Omang Dodum, if they get the game time, they all have the quality to fill that void, the midfield and striker.
So supremely composed with the ball at his feet. Shami, his mere presence makes those around him so comfortable. It's a class apart. He's got great understanding of the game and timing of those passes. And makes loads of interception. Game reading is key strength. Here comes India once more. That was too far ahead of Prashant Jaju. Crosses galore.
A lost cause in an artificial turf, that chase, but wonderful dribbling again. And just when we were talking about those quality passes, there was one distributed from the center to the right. And the man who just came on a while ago, Roshan, another one of those from the Classic Football Academy. Here he is intervening. It's strong defending.
Very attack-minded fullback. Has the ability to track back. He's got excellent pace. The man is down on the deck. That looks quite painful. Now this was the incident. Rohan and Soham Yutreja. There's that body check from Nasa Nasir. Looks like his elbow as well.
Yes, indeed. A little lash out there, and that is why the free kick was given. A little late, but called back. It is still raining, but you can see the support here in ARUNACHAL Pradesh. Impressive for an under-19 Indian side. The national team playing is what matters to them, and they're all here to support the nation.
And the football in this region is upward sloping. It's pelting down here. The colourful umbrellas are out. It looks like an umbrella show in the gallery, Basha.
Absolutely. A show on the pitch as well is what they would hope. So far 2-0. And they would want some rain of course on the pitch too. And the home fans from the home side. But Maldives fans, they'll have a glimmer of hope with 2-0.
And the ball, it comes in contact with the surface. It picks up a tremendous space. It's flashy out there. And the challenges of playing the AstroTurf, the ball eventually spins back. But the Indian team adjusted very well. Prashant Jaju. And that step over. So innovative, the youngster. And the moment he gets to the ball, attracts players towards him. That thus creates time and space for Omang Dodum and Rohan to make those late runs inside the box. Cross comes in once more. No conviction in the clearance, only as far as Shami. A double teamed Rohan.
That is just an example of what the Indian football teams across all age groups can do if they're technically sound. This bunch is technically very, very sound. You could see that turn and the touch from Arbash, and then the first touch from Shami and rolling it to the right. Every little bit of this Indian under-19 team, it looks smooth. And you were talking about the Asian Championships and the qualification matches. They'll be all up for grabs.
And Bibiano Fernandez, one of the finest coaches in the age group level. A couple of times the under-16s, they reached the quarterfinals of the AFC Asian Cup. Remarkable achievement.
Yeah, that was another talented batch, the likes of Neeraj Kumar on goal. And then we had Rohit Tanu and all of them. But then rightly mentioned how important game time is for them at the senior level.
10 years ago, in this fixture, Anirudh Thapa scored for India. One of the highest paid midfielders in the Indian Super League at present. Moinuddin Won the I-League with Minerva Punjab in 2017. It is a supply line for the national team and also for the clubs in the Indian Super League, in the I-League. Heksham Abhishek Singh doing exceedingly well for Punjab FC. Paramveer as well, the young defender. And across the globe, teams investing heavily in the youth. The pushing and shoving going on. The scoreline still well within reach. A goal here for Maldives can change things around. Booking for Shami. Arguing with the referee. Ahzam Rashid. Can he turn the game on its head? Maldives done it twice already in the competition. Will they be third time lucky? Rashid. Oh, away from the keeper. Still on for the team in red. And the keeper missing the trajectory. Too much curl on it. Misjudging the flight.
And this point you would absolutely not call it luck from Maldives, but planning. There was a mistake from the keeper, a rare mistake. India have not conceded a single goal so far in the tournament, but Maldives, they would want to go forward with their own stat of scoring in the second half and scoring 2 in every game so far, and that is dangerous, that is risky. Shami has gone into the books, confirmation of the card, and now your defensive midfielder is on a yellow. It won't be an easy half for India. We'll have a closer look. Misjudged the flight of the ball, and Sumit Sharma, who was slightly off color against Nepal, is looking promising tonight.
And this man on your screen has gone 242 minutes without conceding a single goal. Cutting a very frustrated figure, Ahmed Shakir. 4-3-3 defending his preferred formation. Looks like a 4-2-3-1 system on paper. And every time the Indian team, they move forward, the Maldives defense, they fall apart. So exciting to watch. There is Shami driving forward, twisting and turning. Such a technical player. Just has that bite in midfield, holds the team together from deep. Midfield metronome, scanning the situation.
It's absolutely pouring down here at the moment in Arunachal Pradesh, and what a venue this has been. Entertaining from the crowd's point of view as well. The players have worked hard, but the conditions will play a part. They'll have to keep their focus.
Slide rule ball, Prashant Jajo. Slightly awkward for the goalkeeper, that bounce, which the keeper doesn't like. A bright idea from Prashant. A flashing condition with intensity. The droplets of rain pouring down. A keeper left unsighted. Corner for India.
That was straight away an example of how conditions can be tricky, especially for the goalkeepers.
Danny delivers. Hint of a handball. Referee waves play on. Another bite on the cherry. Punched out, dropped on the edge, shot comes in. Oh, goal-giving howler! Prashant Jajo has lit up the stage once more. Just like the rain, the goals continue to flow. In the SAFF Under-19 Championship 2025, India tripled their lead. Succumbing underneath Zahran Ziad.
Oh, what a sight! What a sight on the stands, and Prashan Chajo and Rohit Singh continue to impress. The conditions we were mentioning how it can be tricky for the goalkeeper. Yes, true. Sharam, who has made fantastic saves in the first half to make sure India did not get the third, but now eventually there's no way to stop such relentless attacks. Unlucky had for the team in red, but we'll have a look at it again. Great delivery there, punched away by the keeper initially, and then the intent from Prashan Chajo to punch it towards goal, knowing that the conditions will play a role. It gets India the third, and now they will sit slightly more comfortably, but as far as we know, Bibiano and this side, they won't sit back. They will continue attacking.
15th goal of the competition for Team India. Second for Prashant Chajo. Danny Mitay, the teasing ball in, punched away by the keeper. No one closing him down, putting his laces through that one. Too hot to handle for Ziad in the end. Sat up perfectly on the bounce. Prashant Chajo once more. Below knee level. Branches. Shami. Show him your treasure. There's that burst of pace. No risk taken this time by the Maldivian defense.
Rohan's pace and Prashant's tricks, absolutely impressive. And what's also to see is that I mentioned at the start of the game how we are seeing two different versions of the 4-3-3, even though some would say it is a 4-4-2 from India, because the reason why they say so is because you would see at times Arbash or sometimes Danny, they just move up and pair up with the strikers. So they drop back in the midfield. That scene, that is what you play for. That is what you go on the pitch and perform for. The crowd in the house, absolutely packed, and the national team logo on your chest. The pride you play for, and they're living up to the expectations. And why not? If you perform like this, people will come in to watch you.
You rightly pointed out, Bhashwar. India, the packed midfield, get more numbers in the middle of the park. Two workhorses, Danny Mitay and Mohammad Arbash. Jajo. India still got their foot on the pedal. Not done yet. The fans responded in each and every game. Already a massive success this tournament. Cross comes in. The first touch letting him down. Somehow it's been cleared. Shami stepping in. Simply cannot take your eyes off this.
And that little bounce just took him off for Umang Turdum, but Prashant Chajo, he's just dancing at this point of time on that left flank.
Maldives on tenterhooks, walking on a tightrope. That's not the run from Roshan, avoids him. 30 seconds left. Toying with this Maldives defense.
Strange giveaway though in the midfield. Not often we see that. They have to keep their focus. 20 minutes is enough of time for any good opponent. It is a semi-final game. Maldives, the moment they realize they can have any chance, they will go for it.
Chance to reduce the margin from a difficult angle. Suraj Singh taken by surprise against the run of play. India slightly caught off guard and getting it behind. Nasser Nasir with the attempt. A good save. Sticks out that right hand. Suraj Singh. A wholesale of changes. Rishi, Johan Benjamin. They all come on.
Substitution
Your
for
take
India.
on this career, Bashwa.
22, Prasad Jajo, replaced by player number
Interesting,
19,
very interesting.
and
With 20 minutes to go, 3 changes. Jajo Prasha and Danny, all the goal scorers. Is Bibiano trying to protect them for the final already? Is he thinking of the final game? But that save was fantastic from Surat Singh. That is why he's under the sticks. He hasn't been tested as such. Now he's coming up and living up to the occasion. That, as I said just before, that Maldives will not sit back immediately going in and attack. The defense just opened up. But wondering how the 3 changes will pay off. They will need a substitution though, Maldives, and not a planned one, a forced one rather. But then Bharat comes in, as you mentioned, Rishi and Johan Benjamin. Watch out for this youngster, Johan Benjamin.
A cheer from the crowd. Bibiano Fernandes taking over from Ishfaq Ahmed. And the Indian team continues to play with the same intensity. Plenty of options on the bench. Got 3 options in every position. Johan Benjamin, lovely cross-field ball. India gallop forward, attacking in numbers. On the overlap, chance for a cross, and it comes. Punched away by the goalkeeper. Too close to Zia on that occasion. There's no submission from this Indian team. Not just come here to make numbers. Zaki, fancy footwork. Hits Surat Singh. His second attempt on target.
Interesting, and that's why you need your basics right. He had his basics right, Suraj. Even after the awkward bounce, it falls to him.
Now between the lines. India up through the gears.
You observe the last moment. You observe the last moment. You observe the last moment. Last moment.
Very difficult for the goalkeepers, especially under the lights. The tremendous rain. Mohammad Arbash. And the Blue Coats make it 4-0. In swing Slaughter. Just a slight touch. Danger is still lurking though. Johan Benjamin. This time they deal with the ball. The Maldives defense.
Yeah, difficult for the keeper. It was curling in. Just got the slightest of touches. Enough to take it away from the danger area. Had to be alert, all the defenders. And I think it is very difficult conditions for the goalkeepers and the defenders. Not just the vision, but the slippery conditions, and a change for them. Ahmed Hamdan Azleen comes on.
Attacking change from Ahmed Shakir as we head into the last quarter.
Substitution for Maldives.
More goals in store.
In number 17, Mohammad Shamhan, replaced by player number 15.
India scoring for fun
Azleen.
in this competition. They've been class apart from the rest of the teams. Huge difference compared to their opponents. They've set a standard already.
Ladies and gentlemen, the total attendance for this match is 5,000.
Not just about scoring goals and getting the results, but entertained for the fans as well. Shami with that lean towards his left, slightly behind Jajo.
a defensive midfielder, bringing in the step overs, moving away from defenders, and just in the previous move, sliding tackle from Joshua Branches, just using the condition to the very best. You can use it in your favor as well. And what's impressive about this team is that they just do not go up and attack. They have not conceded the goals. They can pass it around, and they have everything you want in their bag.
Like you mentioned, Shami, being a defensive midfielder, moving forward with those step overs, apart from breaking up play, he's got progressive tendency. And now Rishi makes a big deflection. Johan Benjamin comfortably cleared. India will have to rethink their game plan. Roshan, that misplaced, picked up by Rashid, looking for the counter. They fall back very quickly. So the boys in blue. So they've got that right balance. 5 players while moving into the final third and 5 inside their own territory. Now the 2 wide midfielders, they tuck in as well to plug the gap, and eventually becomes a midfield diamond. So difficult to surpass.
Absolutely. And it's pouring down too heavy at the moment. And 2 of the 3 substitutions coming on from the Classic Football Academy, Rishi as well as Bharat.
The Northeast, the hotbed of Indian football. Most number of participants at the top flight of Indian football from states like Manipur, Mizoram, Meghalaya, and now Arunachal Pradesh coming up as well. The likes of Jamar Nikum, Beong and Omang Todum, all catching eyeballs.
Indeed so. And Omang Todum will want to make it big, go forward into the senior level and perform. India at the senior level is in search of strikers. We have a few coming up there as well from the Northeast. Edmund Lalrandika, David and Rinzwala. Omang Todum, if he gets some game time in future, who knows, can be one among them.
Certainly. India having numbers, they overload the penalty area. The ball delivered. Mohammad Arbash leaving it behind slightly. Whistle is gone. Finally some respite for Maldives. And a couple of changes.
More changes for them.
Anuf Abdullah. If you remember Bhashwa, this player, the number 12, changed the game against Bangladesh.
Indeed, and that is why they have been
Hardly been out of position. So this has been the hallmark of India's gameplay.
Substitution for Maldives. Player number 10, Itan
do everything with so much of perfection.
Player number 23, Yusuf Ayan Amin.
I think with little time remaining now, they need to throw everything forward, the Maldives. Otherwise, it will be very difficult for them. Time running out, 3 goals down.
Johan Benjamin wins it clean. Inside the box. Might be an opportunity for India. Is that quick feed from Rohan towards the byline. Shami takes over. It seems like he's got magnet on his feet. The number 7. The challenge from behind. That's cynical. Resulting into a free kick for the Blue Coats.
Roshan Singh defending and going into attack. We have seen that in Indian football. This is a different new young one who also likes to attack. There was a push from behind. That is why he got the free kick. He was thinking of a shot, And man, he just came on. Anup Abdullah wanted to stop that. Just pushed from behind. Doesn't allow him the shot but gives away a free kick. But at the same time, the captain will go off now. Shami has been replaced and he's being replaced by Karunaj Singh Grewal.
Karunaj Singh Grewal plays his cup football for East Bengal. A like-for-like change. Karunaj Singh Grewal not so active attackingly, more of a destroyer in the middle of the park. India have a free kick from a great area, goes directly for goal. Safe pair of hands from Ziad. Had to absorb a lot of pressure. They failed to steady the ship. They struggled to weather the storm. India unrelenting in their quest for the final.
There's very likely only one outcome at the moment. If not for some miracle from Maldives, very difficult from here. And all that action live on Sportzworkz. Stay connected for more action. The final on 18th, but who will face Bangladesh is to find out. India and looking strong at the moment.
The football fans showering their blessings by tuning into this live stream. Do not forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel of Sportzworkz for more footballing action in the future. Regulation time of just about 7 minutes left. Will there be more goals from India? Shrugs away from that challenge. Rishi fends off that challenge, continues with his run. A keeper spills it in a spot of bother. Ziad harmless in the end.
Beautiful, just a little overweight that pass, a mistake from the keeper, but that initial work from Rishi to control the ball, beat his man in the midfield and want to win the midfield battle. And the engine, the heart of the team, half the job is done there. That's how you create. And India are doing well in that area. Arbash, Danny and Shami initially, and now Rishi and Karunaj getting into the mix.
Danny Mitay and Mohammad Arbash, pass masters in midfield for India. They complement each other so well. With the perfect foil in Shami. The central midfield has been India's area of strength, alongside the two wings, Rohan and Prashant Jajo. They induce a lot of space in the game.
Free kick given away. A bit cheap there to give it away. And not needed. He was going nowhere with the ball there. Yusuf Ayan. There's now a chance for Maldives to pull one back and initiate a comeback. They haven't conceded any yet, India.
India would want to keep a clean slate. Ahsan Rashid. Can he find a consolation? That's too poor from the captain. Johan Benjamin for India. Expected that run from Rishi. That too late in reading that pass.
And needed to release it a bit early there, Johan Benjamin. Rishi made the run a while ago. He wanted the ball, just took his time before passing it.
The Maldives would want to make the scoreline look respectable from here. India simply running away with the game. Spectators slowly and steadily starting to leave the stadium. despite rain since the last 3 days. Great support for the Indian team. The Arunachal Football Association working in tandem with the government of Arunachal Pradesh in organizing this regional youth championship for the very first time in the state. Feather in the cap. Arunachal Pradesh, as a footballing state, makes their place in the map of Indian football. Great ball inside the fullback. Flag has stayed down with players on rushing. That was cut out nicely.
Indeed so, but Maldives, they are coming into attack now that they know time is running out.
Couple of step overs. Audacious strike. India getting numbers back behind the ball. Johan Benjamin bundles him over with that tackle. Dispossessed. Rashid. Now outright for India. Racing through the center is Bharat. Just dragging it wide. Mohammad Arbash has the option to play in the number 14. Decides to go on his own.
Well, they all want their name on the score sheet, don't they, at this point of time? 3-0. But in fact, the way they have been playing, I think 8-0 and then 4-0 and now 3-0. Will be slightly disappointed if they cannot score the fourth. But then that is not how the game works. Maldives have tried to contain India for majority of the game, where a few brilliant saves from Shahran is what we have seen in the first half. In the second, they eventually conceded the third.
India now towards the dying embers, slightly passive, probably saving it for the final.
And I think this test was also important, because when you face Bangladesh, they've been a strong side. They've beaten Nepal to move into the finals, but India again in attack.
Johan Benjamin. There's been a much better route to go out wide from the left. And Mohammad Izan Ali replacing the captain Ahsan Rashid.
Substitution for Maldives. Player number 8.
Corner
A bit
for India.
surprising, the change for me. So at this point of time, maybe they have realized that the game is done at 90th minute.
Arbash. A lack of height. A couple of players in blue looked interested. Stepping across the centre back to clear the danger. Massive downpour.
There will be a minimum
6 minutes added on.
minutes of added time.
6 more minutes for India to extend the margin of victory.
And they'll try so. They do not sit back, like to express, and the youngsters want their name on the score sheet, every one of them.
Rishi in a flash, clearing the lines. And all these are another free kick conceded.
Twice now, Roshan just goes in the gamble, wins the ball, tries to either move in the area. Previous one was an attempt to shoot and earns a free kick. Positive from the fullback. And I think if this is the way he plays next match, I wouldn't be surprised to either Malam find it difficult to break it through to the starting 11, or maybe Malam might play right back as he did in the first game.
In terms of the team selection, it's going to be a headache for Viviana Fernandez, but it's a good headache to have. They play throughout 90 minutes with the same intensity, coming thick and fast. And that's a sign of a good striker when your instinct is to shoot. Took it on the turn. As minutes tick by, India inch closer for a place in the final. Going to be the two South Asian giants colliding against each other on the 18th of May at the Golden Jubilee Stadium. What a wonderful setting it's going to be, Bhashwa.
Absolutely, and some equations to solve. There's some calculations to settle down, especially with the performance Bangladesh put in against the senior national team of India. Hamza Chaudhary coming in, and there will be a lot of things to prove for the young ones of both the nations.
Literally outplayed India in Shillong last month in the AFC Asian Cup qualifiers. India somehow salvaging a point. Just rotating the ball from the right to the left. Just buying that corner, leaving it alone. Clever.
Yeah, intelligent from Rohan. Initially made the chase, tried to control it, matched up with the pace as well of the ball, and then realized, oh well, there was a touch from the defender. Let's on a corner, take some time and maybe create something.
We are halfway through the injury time. Finds the blue shirt. No conviction in the clearance. The lack of distance. The blue coals, they build up. Lovely give and go. Expecting a good delivery inside the penalty area, but that didn't come through. Gurnath Singh Grewal. Just a minute and a half left. India closing from the front. Mohammad Arbash plays it square, and Johan Benjamin just wide.
3-0 up, 94 minutes in. Your team is still pressing and trying to score the fourth. Says a lot about the mentality of the side. Even though there are a lot of mistakes coming in, a few missed attempts. If it was 0-0, you would be absolutely mad at these kind of attempts. But then at 3-0, you will fancy your chances. You will enjoy these moments. You would feel the supremacy in attack. And that is how much the scoreline matters in the game.
India right at the cusp of making the third entry into the final of the SAFF Under-19 Championship. The first time they played the final back in 2015, they lost to Nepal in tiebreaker. They won the 2023 edition by defeating Pakistan in the final 3-0. Would be heading towards another podium finish. Lies ahead of them are the Bangla Tigers. Might be the last to roll of the dice. And no trouble whatsoever for Ziad. The fans just urging the referee to blow the full-time whistle. And there it is. For 3 games straight, India, they ran against the grain of sense and the gradient of spirit. Another spirited performance and a third successive entry into the final of the SAFF Under-19 Championship. Disappointments for Maldives, and the fans right on the edge of their seat. celebrations in the stands. They made it look so simple, aren't they?
Absolutely, and among Totem scored. So these two have been fiery hot, and so has been Rohan. A few more attempts from the free kick.